When last we left off, the party was in a great deal of trouble. Tempus had incited the wrath of the gods, and we have Rhodes and Yaereene unconscious, Tempus with a handful of hit points, Yaereene under half, and Ysmyr okay, looking around, maybe 2/3 health, and Rashsamna is looking at you guys like you're a tasty snack.
Well, I guess first thing will be insight check.
Can we roll initiative? Because there's some things that if we're taking time to start doing checks or having conversations, I would like the opportunity to have actions.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ryan. Everyone is rolling 5s.
Rhodes, you are unconscious.
That'll be my one good roll of the game, and I cannot take advantage of it.
It's true. So you're unconscious and can't do anything. You are stable. While people were jumping in and out of the void, being tortured, somebody was running around bandaging people who showed up again. So, yeah, we're just going to skip your turn. Tempus, you have a little bit of health, and yeah, what are you up to?
Well, at present, I'm standing in the void of the Doomstar, having sworn my soul to Dowreth's service. I don't think I'm really aware of Rashomana's glowering at us, right?
Probably not from where you are, no.
Okay, then Tempus will rewrap the Doomstar, putting it away, hands shaking, and slowly start trudging back towards the party. That's my turn.
On Yaereene? Oh, really? Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, Tiara, don't take that health. Yaereene, you go to heal Tiara, and you feel strangely disconnected from your usual magical powers to heal, as though you were removed from nature and it hasn't found you yet to replenish your stores.
Oh, no.
Is that spell slot expended?
She doesn't have any spell slots at this point.
Okay. Would I have known that before I attempted to cast a spell?
No, it was only when you tried to draw on the power that you realized it wasn't there.
Do I feel a connection to the Stormlord at all? I recognize that's not the same as nature.
You don't feel any differently towards the Stormlord than you usually do.
Okay, and I've just used my action.
Yep.
And I'm going to move. And I'm going to let them know I can't heal.
Okay. Kachar is also unconscious, so we're just going to leave him there laying in the snow.
I don't roll?
Nope, you're bandaged up and stabilized, so you're not dying.
I didn't think I was stabilized. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Ysmyr, your turn.
Oh, boy. Well, I think one of the first things she's going to do, if I check our supplies correctly, is she is going to grab Katira's potion of healing from his stuff and give it to him.
Okay.
So that's 2d4 plus 2. Do I roll that, or should Katira roll that?
Katira can roll it.
2d4 plus 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7. I'll take it.
Nice roll.
Okay, and as soon as she does that, she's just going to toss the bottle aside and turn around and face Rush. And can she get an insight check on him?
What's your passive insight?
13.
So he is leering at the party in general. You don't see him tensing to attack.
Okay, then she is going to approach cautiously and look up at him and start speaking. So, this has clearly brought a delay in our travels. Are you all right with waiting?
Anything else on your turn?
Can't do much right now. Hold on. Okay, there's no save. I think at this point it's worth doing a hex on him on charisma saves.
Oh boy.
Okay.
What?
I expected this from Tempus, not Ysmyr.
It's just...
What?
Might be considered a hostile move.
Oh, what it? Oh. Yeah, she's trying to avoid that, so sorry, never mind that.
Yeah, generally casting spells and using abilities on others is considered hostile. So,
That's fair. I don't use this one very often, or at all, really, which is why I didn't think about that. So, never mind. End of turn.
And I quote from the player's handbook, "You place a curse on a creature you can see within range." Sounds a little hostile to me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair.
all right. Then we move on to Rush's turn. And I've already forgotten what exactly it was you said to him.
Basically, she was just like, this has clearly caused a delay in our travels.
Right. And does he mind waiting?
Does he mind waiting?
He says,
Yes, I believe the terms may need to be renegotiated, and a wait may prove productive.
and he does not use his actions or bonus actions to attack anybody. So that's the end of his turn. Tempus.
So Tempus heard everything he just said, right?
It was spoken in Draconic.
Looking back and forth between the dragon and Ysmyr, do you think Tempus can get an idea as to Ysmyr's current state of mind, Romy? Are you hiding your emotions? Are you playing very stoic?
She's tense, but she's holding herself stoically, like trying not to be like, I am worried, like show Resh that she is worried about the party or anything like that.
Do you think that I can get a sense of avarice from the dragon, Ryan?
You can either get that immediately with passive insight, or you can make an insight check as your action.
My passive insight is only an 11, so I don't think I'd be able to tell much from a creature as charismatic as a dragon, so tell you what, let me use that as my action for right now.
Okay. Yeah, you can't get a read on the dragon at all. It's so foreign and alien to anything that you know that reading its body language or its facial features is impossible.
I'll use my movement to move to Ysmyr, ask her if we have any healing potions in stock, and end my turn.
I will pour my healing potion down Rhodes' throat.
Okay.
Rhodes, you can roll for that if you'd like.
Out of character, I just want to tell the party. That leaves us with one on Rhodes. So.
Yes, I do have one left. Sorry, what am I rolling for that? That's the 2d4?
Sure is.
2d4 plus 2 if it's just an ordinary potion.
It is just an ordinary one. And I'm like, what happened? How did I get out of that place? And I think that's probably all I can say.
Katiara, you wake up to a healing potion being poured down your throat, and you are laying in the snow and seeing your party mates all in various states of looking like they've been through what you were. Everybody's burned, except for Ysmyr, whose arm appears to have been partially frozen. There's still ice falling off of her.
Okay. I start moving towards Rashmanaz, and I'm saying, my great lord, I wish your permission to cast a spell to make my friends better able to focus on the conversation rather than on the pain and the wounds they have. Because, of course, having to speak with you, we need to be at our best to be able to dignify you with proper arguments, discussions, and agreements.
That was far more than 6 seconds of conversation. But partway through it, you ask his permission to cast a spell to allow everyone to understand. He nods.
All right, I'm going to use a spell you guys don't know. I'm going to put it in the TTS. It's called Motivational Speech. And basically what it is it gives everybody 5 hit points.
It takes a minute to cast, eh?
I am casting it at level 4. So
Yeah, it still takes a minute to cast, so it's going to take 10 rounds.
that's what it'll do if it actually does resolve, which is 18 hit points for everybody that I try to motivate.
No, that isn't how it works, according to what I'm reading.
Hang on.
It just gives 5 temporary hit points. If you cast it at 4th level, then it gives an additional 5 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So they would get 10.
Yep.
What you rolled was Dissonant Whispers.
Oh, I hit motivational speech. Weird. Okay. Yep. But anyways, yeah, that's what I want to do. Takes a minute. So, as you say, 10 rounds.
Okay. So you start giving a motivational speech to the group. Ysmyr, your turn.
Okay, did anyone ask her anything in between? Sorry. Tempus just asked about the potions, right?
I think so.
Okay, then she can tell him that if Yaereene helped Rhodes, then Rhodes has the last one. And then she turns her attention back to Rashamanaz, and she's watching him very carefully, and she'll, at this point, just ask, you want... Everyone's getting up. We might not be delayed. So this might not have to be something we need to worry about.
Anything else?
No, but she will wait, and if he wants to elaborate, he can.
Rashamanaz looks down at you and says,
I believe we shall still wait a moment and discuss our renegotiated terms.
Is there anything else that anybody wants to do in terms of combat turns at this point that's pressing, or can we drop out of combat?
You kind of foiled my plans there, so I'm good. Nicely done, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to finish casting motivational speech because it lasts for an hour, but I'm good.
Sounds good.
I guess for everyone's sake, I'm going to use one of my 4th level spots to cast Mass Healing Word for us.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
So everyone takes 8 more hit points back. I guess everyone excluding Rash, because I can heal up to 6, but I don't see why I would heal the dragon.
Yeah, he's not hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, from my spell, everybody gets 10 temporary hit points. And if we do go into combat, if you're hit, you get advantage on all your attacks afterwards.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, I don't have much in the way of support. So that wouldn't be antagonistic, so I'm good.
I would like to continue healing, but I think I'm going to hold on just a moment as I wait to see how things play out with Rash.
Okay. The dragon looks at you, Ysmyr, and continues speaking in Draconic, and says,
Many options have flitted through my mind as I have seen your group disappear and reappear, harmed beyond measure. And I think there could be a great threat present to your group. I do not wish to harm you. Goodness knows I could, and simply take everything from you. But I have thought of a price that I could not take through force.
You're correct. You have us on a platter. What is your price?
I have been thinking about your position as Queen of the Elves and my own position as the true power of the North. And I believe your unique physiology could make us compatible rulers of all of Nord.
Ysmyr looks for a moment like she's really trying to take that in. So, you're proposing an alliance or more?
An alliance sealed with scale and blood.
I see. Can I have a moment just to consider?
Indeed, it is a grand proposal, and you can take your time to think about it. But know this, if this price is rejected, alternative prices may be worse.
I understand. I just need some time to take it all in.
Very well.
When do you want an answer?
I shall go and hunt, and when I return, I will expect to hear your response.
All right.
And he flies off.
And when he's far enough away, Ysmyr just basically puts her hands in her face and is like, ah!
What has been going on? I'm so confused.
I go up to Ysmyr and I hold her and I hug her, and I just know that he's said a lot of shit, and like I'm just honestly going forward to the person I consider the leader of my party and saying, I trust you, I respect you, we will advise you, but it's your choice.
Guys, did I go to the same place you guys went? She figures that Ysmyr has talked to dragons before. She's not sure that there's anything big going on, so she's focused on the whole, oh my god, went to a void in space and was tortured and am now back and saw some semi-lifeless bodies coming out of there before and doesn't know what happened.
I think we have a lot to discuss. Maybe we should make camp.
Now, has my spell finished, Ryan? I think it's been a minute.
Yes, your spell's done now.
Okay, so everybody give yourself 10 temporary hit points.
Ysmyr, where did the dragon go? We have much to discuss, and I'd rather it not be around him.
He's hunting. We have a little time.
How long?
I don't know. I really don't. No, it'll never be enough time.
What did he say to you? What's going on?
First, tell me what you did.
So, everyone knows that the stars are conduits to the respective elder gods, right?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Say what?
Well, that's what happened. I spoke with Shiro, and I had told you what I told to him, and then he was grabbing us and trying to find out information about the Stormlord. And Tempus will look at Yaereene shamefacedly.
Yeah, why did you do that and how did we get out?
Because I'm a stupid, selfish idiot, and I am so very sorry.
What?
Tempus, what did you do?
I took the Doomstar and I spoke with Dowreth.
And
I promised him that I would serve him, body and soul, if he could rescue Yaereene from Shiro.
Yaereene just goes white.
What did you do?
You heard me.
You can't.
I did.
But he wants me the same way that Shiro did, and he wants dead things.
I don't know what he wants or why he would bother to answer or raise his hand against his brother when they're working in concert, but I did it. He rescued you. I pay, and now I get to pay for the selfish, ignorant decisions I have made.
You're not the only one who's going to pay. Anyway, did he say what he expects?
Not yet. Nothing yet. And if we're quick about it, he'll never get a chance to.
What do you mean?
Yaereene, would you scout for the dragon? Just make sure that he's gone and just see where he is?
Not until there's an answer to what you mean.
Yaereene, would you please leave us alone for a moment?
Yaereene will break down in sobs and wander off.
I think Rhodes is probably going to tail with her just so she's not alone.
And Tempus, as they're leaving, I have sent you a message.
Setting the scene, Rhodes and Yaereene are maybe in the process of walking off. Ryan, being the evil person that he is, has sent me a message. And Tempus is going to look at Ysmyr and Katiara and will fearfully say, "He's talking to me. His voice is in my head. Kill me."
What is he saying, Tempus?
Kill me. Do it. If you strike me down now, I can't be used against you.
Or you don't have to be a coward and you can face up and figure out this out yourself.
And Tempus will cry a little and say, I can't fight another god. Ysmyr, please save me. The only way you can. Strike me down before I betray you.
I'm not going to do that, Tempus, because doing that, not only would that hurt Yaereene, but because I think you're stronger than that. I think you're better than that. And I think you can get out of this, and we'll work with it.
Tempus, don't make me go back and tell your mother that I had to kill you. You can do it. You're strong. You're so strong. You can fight off. And all of us will support you and give everything we can to give you the strength and the ability to do it. Don't break your mother Samai's heart.
We'll just have to make some choices. For example, you can't be privy to anything regarding the Stormlord anymore.
He is ordering me to find it from Yaereene.
Well, now we know. And guess what? As your war leader, I tell you not to listen in when we're talking about him.
You don't understand. My hosting of Tempus was voluntary and a partnership. Dowreth owns me.
He may own you, but he doesn't own Yaereene. You think she doesn't have the strength to stand up to you wanting to know what you don't need to know? Have some faith in us, Tempus. Please.
And I think Tempus is just going to sit down in the snow with his head in his hands.
Ysmyr's going to take a moment before crouching down and setting a hand on his shoulder. How about this? I can't kill you, Tempus. Not now, not after everything we've been through, not after losing you once. I can't just do it. I don't think any of us can. But let us take the time to figure out how to work around this. Or maybe we'll find another answer. If that doesn't work, then we'll figure something else out. I'm sorry, but you made a choice, and now you have to live with it. But we're here to help you do that, all right?
You're a big dummy, but I love you, and I ain't gonna kill you. That's all there is to it.
Then on your head be it. What's our next move?
We're going to take a breather and wait for Rush to come back.
What was he saying to you? What's going on with Rashamanaz?
He knows we're in a bad position, and he wants to make another deal. And with that, she's going to get up and walk away.
Okay, while that's going on, I'm gonna slam down a Beacon of Hope spell. So spell bestows hope and vitality. Choose any number of creatures, which is everybody, because everybody's within 30 feet. For the duration, each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws, so that's kind of...
Rhodes and I are not within that at the moment.
I think that we would wait to get you guys back. I think at this point only Ysmyr has walked off.
Anyways, at least it's me and Tempus. And any wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and regains the maximum hit points from any healing. Then I'm going to follow that up. I'm going to call people into me, hopefully before Rashmanaz comes back. Everybody, come close, please. I want to do some healing.
Are we close enough and look like we're allowed to come back now?
You'd be able to hear him.
I think Rhodes would suggest Yaereene head along ahead, and I believe that is... Hold up. Let me move closer. Okay, yeah, then Rhodes would join the group.
You know, out of everybody here,
You and Rhodes are rough. And Tempus.
Yeah, Tempus is the worst out of everybody. Even I have more hit points. When I did the spell, did you give yourself 10 temporary hit points or not, Tempus?
And you definitely didn't give yourself the 8 that Rhodes gave all of us.
All right. So based on the fact that only one person is going to get the spell...
If I cast the healing spell, would the Beacon of Hope also work for my spell as well, or no?
Yeah, it's regardless. Choose any number of creatures. Each target has advantage on and regains the maximum of any hit points possible from any healing. So it's not just mine.
Okay, then I think Rhodes will also cast another 4th level mass healing word, assuming that he knows that Beacon of Hope has been cast.
I am very vocal in saying what I did.
Perfect. So then I will help out with a secondary mass healing word. Oh, I guess 7 for Yaereene and myself, and max for you guys.
Yeah. Now, is it just straight 2d4? Is there a plus on it?
It would be my spellcasting ability
2d4 plus. It would be 2d4 plus 3.
Yes, that.
So
Okay, so 8 is
11.
11.
I lost the ability to talk there for a second. I am very sorry.
You know, for somebody that's being overwhelmed by everything, you're doing very good. Because I certainly just feel like swamped by everything. So that's another 11 hit points for Tempus and another 11 hit points. Okay, so you're up. You're topped up, Ysmyr?
yeah, she's totally healed now. And once healed up, Ysmyr's going to continue her little quest to find a spot to just sit and think.
While that all this is going on, I'm going to cast a 2nd level healing word on Tempus.
Rich, not to play your character for you, but don't you have Cure Wounds?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's actually a better use of 2nd level.
Correct.
So that'd be 16, and that'd be 20 plus whatever her healing word was.
Which was 11 if you're going with mass healing, I believe.
Yes, 11. So I've noted myself as being... I'm at 39 out of 72 hit points.
Okay, so I heave a sigh, and I'm basically... So, Tempus, you know our plan, right?
What plan?
To keep you alive and not let you fuck with us because you were stupid enough to let Dowreth into your heart.
Tempus, you notice Yaereene throwing you tearful glances, but I haven't said anything since I came back.
He's just going to grimace and look down.
I think Rhodes is also going to hang back in the space between the party and Ysmyr's direction, like kind of giving her space, but also hanging around in that area to let her know that she's not by herself.
KTR is more focused on making sure Tempus doesn't commit suicide.
Yaereene hasn't figured out that's what's going on, so.
It's not necessarily going to happen, but I really think it's a imminent danger. So, Tempus, what do you think we're going to do or say to Rashmanaz when the lovely sod comes back?
Why? What do we have to bring? What does Rashamanaz want?
He wants something, and he blabbed for quite a while at Ysmyr, and it was in Draconic, so I had no bloody idea what the hell it was. It seemed to upset her a fair bit, gathering from, and he nods off to where Ysmyr is, from how she's distanced herself to compose herself.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what you want from me. What is going on with Ysmyr? I think someone needs to talk to her.
Shall we approach our queen respectfully and submissively ask her WTF? I grab Tempus's hand and try to pull him along to me towards Ysmyr. You willingly go?
Yep.
Don't see your icon moving, so are you moving or not?
I'm going.
All right, so I get up there, I kneel, bow, and Ysmyr. It was impossible not to notice the discussion between you and Rashmanaz. You seem very distraught and distracted by what was said. Respectfully, can we give you counsel? Can you advise us on what happened so we can do our best to give you our advice, well given, but the decision is always yours.
I don't think you can here, but sure. He wants something from me, and if I refuse, there is a good chance things will be worse. What would you do?
That all depends on what is the price, and it would be better for me to know the price before I actually give advice, would you not say?
I told you what I'm willing to tell you.
My queen, it's hard to give good counsel if we don't know what we're agreeing to.
Then don't worry about it. It's my problem.
It's our problem.
It's my problem.
No.
Go
you just-
away, Katira.
I think you're making a big mistake not sharing more.
You'll probably find out soon enough.
I'll respect your decision even if I don't agree with it. My queen. I bow my head and turn my back on her and stalk away and hide dungeon.
After a moment's delay, I think Tempus would next haltingly approach Ysmyr and just sort of sit down in the snow close to her.
I think Rhodes might direct Yaereene to follow him to approach Katira and pull him off his side so the three of them can talk while that's going on.
Sounds good. She'll follow.
All right. Rhodes, show where we're going to go.
Like probably in vicinity, but enough that like if they're talking quietly, we can't hear them, and if we're talking quietly, vice versa.
All right. So I drop myself where I want to be.
And Ysmyr is just going to glance at Tempus sitting beside her, but she's not really going to say anything. She's got a decision to make.
Should I keep all of my burdens to myself?
This is one that falls directly on me.
But it affects the rest of the warband, doesn't it?
It'll keep you all alive. That's probably the outcome.
But I felt the same way when I made the deal that I did, and I was honest about what I did after. If this is something that affects all of us, shouldn't you tell us what it is?
Easiest way to put it is he wants a partnership. He knows I'm going to be, well, if we survive any of this, he knows I would be a queen, which for someone who wants to control the North is a very big deal.
And do you think that you might appreciate such a partnership? Having a strong partner to support you, albeit maybe a bit of a chaotic one. And, you know, he's a dragon. He's the other half of you that the rest of us don't really know or can't really understand about you. So would that be so bad?
I don't know. Well, I do. I know one way in which he expects us to go.
And you clearly don't want that, given how morose and sad you seem.
In no way put it like this. You know Yaereene was promised to someone else, right?
Yeah, and he was a stupid idiot who didn't want to go through with it.
But imagine being in her position where you know this is something that you actually might have to say yes to. And if you don't, it'll be worse. Far, far worse.
Ysmyr, is the dragon propositioning you? Is that it?
In a way?
Well, then that's easy. That's ridiculous how easy that is.
You think so, huh?
Yep. You want to know the answer to that?
I have a guess of what your answer would be.
Fuck him and the wings he rode in on. He doesn't get to dictate that to you.
No, in a way, he's not. He gave the proposal, and he's letting me think about it.
He's threatening us to try and force your assent.
I know, but that doesn't mean it's easy. I need to think some more, Tempus.
No, you don't. You don't want to do it. I don't want you to do it. None of us do. It's not going to happen.
Ysmyr's just going to go quiet.
Also, just a fair warning, it seems that Dowreth can literally hear anything that I'm thinking of at the moment, so pretty much be very careful about what I get to know. Please excuse me, and Tempus will get up and walk away from Ysmyr.
He just hears that long sigh, like, as he gets up and walks away, because that doesn't make anything better.
And as Tempus leaves, Arash Samadas appears.
Hello, Queen Ysmyr. Have you given thought to my proposal?
I have, yes. And she's going to glance to the Tempest walking away, and to the others all huddled off to the side.
I feel like with the dragon coming back, Rhodes would break from the current conversation and face up to see what's going on over there.
And I've sent a message to Ryan that needs answering. Okay, good to know.
I'd basically walk up and get beside Ysmyr. trying to give her some comfort and some support.
Well, all of you might notice that as you're grouping around Ysmyr, suddenly a cone of darkness engulfs the back half of the dragon. Ryan, I'm sure I can't see through the darkness, but do I hear any yips of pain as he's in the aura of the Doomstar?
You do not.
Okay, does he seem to take any notice of it?
Yes. He turns his head and sees this huge hemisphere of darkness behind him and engulfing him, and says,
We'll discuss this artifact later.
On the contrary, I think we should discuss it now.
Tempus.
Tempus, the war leader, wants to discuss.
He's not going to listen to me.
It doesn't matter. The need needs to be communicated. Come on, Tempus. Stop this shit. She don't want it.
I'll look through Rosh's legs at Ysmyr and say, Ysmyr, do you want this? If you tell me that this is what you want, I'll quiet myself for the rest of the adventure.
Your choice, my queen.
It's all we can do right now, Tempus.
No, it's not. I'm still waiting to hear the words. Is this what you want?
Tiara looks towards Ysmyr for her reaction.
Yes.
Oh, Tempus is going to deflate and basically pocket the Doomstar and say, very well. And that's it.
Ysmyr's going to just hold up her hand to Katira and look up at Rush and just be like, you have a deal.
Excellent. Come with me.
All right. We'll be back.
and Resh flies away with Ysmyr.
Tiara just folds his legs until he's sitting cross-legged in the snow and is just kind of looking off at the horizon, totally gobsmacked.
What would the rest of the party like to do in Ysmyr's absence?
Did we know that Ysmyr was going to be going away? Did she say anything?
Well, she did say that she agreed and just walked towards him.
She said they'll be back.
It's a little concerning. Do we think she's going to be okay?
She's Ysmyr. She'll come back in one piece.
Tiara is just remaining silent, immobile, and quiet.
I think Rhodes might suggest, if Katir is up to it, to play something to pass the time and fill the awkward silence that has now fell upon the party.
He doesn't react.
Then I guess he'll suggest a party huddle and just kind of give a great shrug and be like, well, we have some time. The dragon's gone. Let's consider our next move.
Okay, Tempest, what do we do about the situation you're in? How do we fix it?
I don't think you can. By the way, do you know where the Stormlord is?
Why don't you think we can fix it?
Because if we do, it puts you at risk. All of a sudden you become fair game for Shiro and Dowreth's machinations. Maybe if I break my oath, then suddenly you reappear back in Shiro's grasp, and I'm not willing to do that. Also, you should be aware that Dowreth is basically living rent-free in my head now. He can hear everything that I'm thinking and know my actions before I undertake them.
Then give him back. And that is clearly said to Dowreth and not to Tempus.
If Dowreth is there, then Dowreth also knows that should anything harm Yaereene, currently the oath is also broken, and he gets nothing.
Sorry, I just stepped away for a second. Where are we at?
Trying to get Tempus back from Dowreth.
Okay, so nobody's tried to interact with KTR.
You didn't have a chance. We've had about 4 short sentences. Or back and forth.
Okay. I'm just quiet.
Basically, this is just trading one life for another. That's not okay. You shouldn't be the one to lose.
Neither should you. I did this to myself when I placed my own deity above yours and tried to focus on saving Tempus at the extent of what you warned me about and what you told me. So this is just. I deserve this.
I don't think you do.
I'll side with Yaereene on this one. What you deserve is out of the question. It's not even applicable in this situation. What's done is done, and now we find a way to move forward and either rectify or use it as best we can. We don't get to stop here. We don't get to stop when Ysmyr gets back. We push forward. It's what a warband does.
By the way, when we get to Tazalora, is the Stormlord there? Followers of the Stormlord? What are we hoping to find there?
Your freedom. And every step along the way. If Kachiara keeps quiet, Yaereene will wander over and just check on him. Because Kachiara quiet is not necessarily the norm.
I think Rhodes will probably take a moment when Yaereene walks away to kind of like clap Tempus on the shoulders and be like, we're brothers now. We swore that. And then he's going to leave everyone to their peace and I guess do his best to either make camp or tidy camp, depending on what we're planning on doing.
Tidy. It's morning at this point.
Tidy it is.
When Yaereene comes over, I'm unresponsive. I'm just looking off.
And if unresponsive as in you don't pay any attention to her, or unresponsive as in like catatonically type?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B. Veering more towards catonic.
Kachiara? Kachiara, are you okay? And she'll reach out and gently shake his shoulder.
Once I'm touched, I shake my head. I look up at her. And I just say I failed. I tried. And I failed.
At what?
I failed my queen.
What's exactly going on there?
She's made an agreement that she really didn't want. I couldn't advise her one way or the other. It's hard. It's hard. And then he shuts up.
I don't understand.
I tried to give her support. I tried to let her know that we are all willing to do what it took for her to do what she wanted to do. And she made her decision, but it isn't what she really wanted. I can tell that. And that's what breaks me heart.
I don't even really know what decision. She's talking to a dragon right now. What decision did she make?
I wish I knew. I just know it's not the one she wanted. She did it for us. She feared for us. And made a decision she didn't want to make because she didn't want us to suffer the results. I'm sorry. I'm just finding it very difficult. And then he shuts up.
I think we've all made decisions to protect others here.
That may be true, lass, but I don't think any of us have made a decision that may scar us so much without physically damaging us.
Yaereene will just sit down right next to Kiara and try and be a source of comfort that way.
Kaitira heaves sighs heavily and finally pulls out his panpipes and starts playing them, trying to calm himself and try to do something soothing for the rest of the group.
All right. Is there anything else that you guys are doing until Ysmyr returns?
Not on this end, but we will be fully set and ready to go by the time she does.
Okay.
Not for me.
Nothing from me.
All right. So a while later, you guys see Rashsamanaz land among you with Ysmyr on his back.
And she'll hop off and look around at the others and notice that things are packed up. And she'll just nod lightly, glance at Rush and them, and then be like, okay, should we keep going? Or get going?
Aye, if that's your wish, my majesty.
I think Ysmyr's fine. Before going to start making sure whatever she had, grabbing all her stuff, that kind of thing.
I step up to Rashmanaz and bow to him and say, my lord, is there any preference for the tunes I'd play while we travel today?
He looks down at you and says,
Well, I've been put in a most generous mood. Perhaps for the next few days, I will teach you dragon song.
At this, K-Tierra kind of snaps out of his doldrums, looks up, and bows very deeply, and says, "That would be a very, very great gift, and I would graciously accept."
Now we should hurry. We have wasted much of the morning with this nonsense about the gods.
And yeah, BDSM aside, K-Tierra waits to be grabbed by the claw.
okay. Everybody else getting ready to go?
Yep.
Yep, although Tempus is kind of mad dogging the dragon, just sort of glaring at him with undisguised hostility.
At some point in time, Yaereene will sidle up to Ysmyr and just ask if she's okay.
No, things are a mess.
Can I help?
I don't think so. Ysmyr will kind of bump shoulders and just be like, I think we gotta keep you safe.
Trying to figure out how to do that too. All of us.
Yeah. Let's just focus on getting to taste Laura without any more mishaps, hey?
Sounds good.
All right. You guys travel on Dragonback for the day. K-Tiara, during the flight, the dragon hums a tune in such a way that you can feel the vibrations of it through his body and into your own. And it's quite unlike anything that you've played before. And the sheer magnitude of the song in terms of length is beyond anything even that the elves typically play. And at the end of the day, the dragon has sung the song twice, and you're not even sure that you could replicate it in its entirety.
I'm kind of curious. Is it like suggesting to me I need to do like a slap bass style?
The notes are very deep and long. Some of them so long that it would stretch your abilities to hold the notes on your pipes.
Definitely. So this is definitely more a stringed instrument tune.
You're not entirely sure what instrument you could play it on that would give you the length and depth of the notes. It might be something that can only be done through voice.
All right. Okay. Let break and see what everybody else is doing.
Is anybody else doing anything over the course of the flight?
Moping.
Sounds right.
I was thinking that too. That sounds pretty accurate.
I think it is a mood.
That's fair. So you guys land at the end of the day, and Rush was off to hunt, and you guys can make camp.
Do we find a decent spot easily?
Yep.
Assuming nothing else exciting is going to happen, I'm going to blow the rest of my healing or spell slots for healing for the rest of the party. And I do believe I would have enough to probably bring everyone back to full health.
Okay, Ysmyr was at full health, so should be fine.
Though I can roll if you would like me to, Ryan.
No, that's fine. I think we can just say that everybody gets healed up.
So full health?
Yep.
Yeah, if nothing else, we could use our hit dice for a short rest, and then presumably if nothing happens, we get a long rest at the end of the day. Just a note for the party, I was going to try this fun thing where like Tempus was going to try to never sleep again and see how many days he could get away with it, but seeing as like I'm on constant mind reading, there's really no point to trying that nonsense. So curse you, Ryan, you took away my fun.
Aww.
Ysmyr's gonna go about like making sure camp's set up, everything like that. And when everyone seems to be settling down, she's going to go to Katira, and if he's sitting, just kneel by him and be like, So today was hard. I'm sorry I got short with you earlier. I didn't know where I wanted to go. Let's put it that way. But I'm sorry for snapping at you. You were only trying to help.
KTR does a full Japanese kowtow, arms out, squared at the elbow, forehead on the ground, and says, "You are my queen. I will always give you the best advice I can. I realize you may not take it, but I will give it. And I wish you to know that you are more than my queen. You are my friend. And as such, I hope you would come to me when you are confronted with the hard choices and looking for options."
This was one I didn't know if I personally could. That's why I told you what I felt comfortable talking about. But I appreciate you trying.
KTR nods and says, "Is there a song I may play for you?"
I think, if anything, we could all use a little pick-me-up. But otherwise, go with what you feel like.
He nods to her, and he tries to go back to an old rousing tale of the elves withstanding against the dark, against all odds, winning the battle.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, that's a 30.
That's probably the best performance of your life.
You just see KTR playing the pipes and just totally more and more getting absorbed and into the playing of his instrument until there's nothing else. It's him and the music until the song finishes. And exhausted, dripping sweat, he bows and puts his pipes away and lies down. I do steal a look at Rashmanaz. How did he react?
He's off hunting.
Still?
Yeah, we'll say he missed your performance.
All right.
And if there's nothing else, the night passes uneventfully.
Any chance I've recovered a connection to nature?
Yes, you have your spell slots back.
Woohoo! That's very exciting.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, two exciting things in one day. We're still alive and I have spells back.
KTR, being the self-absorbed boob he is convinced his performance got you your spells back.
Ah, she's delighted. She might be willing to go with that. She's not sure where they came back from. Although she's got a couple of questions, but she's delighted nonetheless, and will cheerfully thank anybody and everything that may have had any hand in it.
So is anybody doing anything this morning?
Moping.
I do believe as Rhodes goes through his morning rituals and everything, he would receive all of his spell slots back.
Yes, there's no rolling that you need to do. You feel the strength of Tempus flowing through you at full capacity.
Huzzah! We have managed one measly success. I am abated.
All right. I'm doing breakfast. So first I'm starting off by heating a pan, making hash browns, moving hash browns out of the way, and doing easy side over eggs.
All right.
You guys notice that Yaereene is looking very shaken when she wakes up this morning, other than being happy about having her spells back.
Well, I guess one thing from Tempus in the morning is that when he wakes up, he's going to look distinctly grumpy. And, as everybody's getting up and sort of like working around the camp, he's just going to look up into the air and say to no one in particular, "So I heard it on good authority from some that if Yaereene wanted to give up the Stormlord, no harm would come to her. But, yeah, that." And he's going to walk off into the woods a bit.
All right, I go up to Yaereene, and I'm kind of like, "Are you all right? Is there something that has, for a better word, waylaid your rest?"
Just a rough night. And she'll glance in Tempus's direction.
I don't mean to intrude, but is it concerned about you, or is it concerned about my son Tempus?
His current goal is challenging, although he doesn't want it to be his goal.
Well, then we need to work together to make sure that it works out the way we know Tempus would want it to be, right?
Yeah.
I give her a quick hug and move off.
Okay, so Yaereene is off. Tempus is clearly not dealing well. Kitira, Rhodes, you're feeling okay?
Well, better than I was. I ain't nowhere near 100%. But if all we're gonna do is fly in Rashmanon's claw, I should be well enough.
And how is our ward leader? How is she feeling this morning?
Tired of all of this. I'm fine.
And as Rhodes goes to walk past her to like finish walking or finish packing up for their travels, he'll just kind of lower his voice for just her and him and just remind her of the conversation they had last session, I believe it was, and just kind of comment the whole, I told you next time, I've got your back, and finish packing.
Thanks. And she'll just give a small nod before going to start packing too. How far away did Tempus go?
Probably like, let's say about like 60 feet out of camp, and he's like punching a tree at the moment.
Okay. Then I guess before packing, Ysmyr will go check on Yaereene. Okay. Tempus is distracted, and she's talking low. And you look like what I probably felt like yesterday. So what's wrong?
He's right. If I break that connection, apparently I'm all fine and dandy, but that doesn't make anything better. I belong right now, Ysmyr. And I belong in two places. I belong with you guys, and I belong with the Stormlord, and I've never had that before. I don't want to give up belonging.
Well, I think you know you'll always belong to us. As for this, and Ysmyr will lightly tap where the stone usually shows up. As for that, I understand that you maybe don't want to and can't risk letting go right now. You're our connection to him, them. You're our connection to them, and we need it. It's going to be hard with Tempus's situation, but at least for now, because we're aware of it, and as long as we're careful, I think we can make this work.
I hope you're right.
And if the Stormlord has any issues, let us know.
I'll let you know when I find out, yeah?
Maybe what we can do is start doing things like this, like first thing in the morning, maybe a check-in. It could be you, me, Kitira, Rhodes. Tempus knows enough that he's clearly doing what he's told, and yet also stretching those rules. It was pretty clear by the way he shouted at us, or at you. So maybe we can work with it for a little bit.
I hope so.
But if you're ever more worried than you are now, like if you feel like Dowreth is getting too good of a hold on Tempus or something, let us know right away. Okay?
We have to figure out how to save him.
I know. We'll try. I fully intend to try. I just don't know how yet.
Neither do I.
Then we'll both keep our eyes out for opportunities. How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, if anything else comes up, let the other three of us know. Okay?
Okay.
And Ysmyr will give her a small shoulder hug before going to pack.
All right. So everybody packs up camp. Anything else before you head off? Take that as a no.
Nope.
All right. So you guys take your customary positions, and another day of flight happens. Resh is apparently still in a good mood as he continues his dragon song. Katiara, if you're interested in trying to replicate the song after hearing it, you can give me a performance check.
Damn, Skippy. 18.
Yeah, it's tricky. You're not having much success in replicating the notes. Like you're starting to get a hang of the tune and the style, but actually performing it is a lot. Well, it's about as hard as you thought it would be.
All right, thought 18 would give more than that, but yeah, I get where you're getting at.
And the day passes uneventfully. So you guys land, find a safe spot to camp. You do note that it is getting considerably colder the further north you go.
All right, I go up to Rashmanaz and bowing go, I think I'm getting close, but I'm not quite getting into the entire tune. I think I'm missing on the drones, the length of the drones. You know more than I do. Do you think that's where I'm failing?
Honestly, I doubt that your tiny lungs could ever produce the sounds of dragon song, but your attempts to amuse me.
Well, thank you for that. I just wish I had my lute to me, because I feel like I get the long drawn out drone, either by a single strike or by vibrating my pick against it, would be way more successful in extending the drone to fully replicate the song. Because honestly, Rashmanaz, you've bewitched me with that song. That is something I want to do.
I have not seen a lute in your possession since we met. What happened to your instrument?
That's a tangled story. Tempus and myself were incarcerated in a bad place. We got out, and the people had maligned us that put us into the incarceration were waiting for us. And in the attempt to flee, uh, well, we tried to fight, and then that didn't work out because there were more than us, and they. Anyway, as we fled, I lost my lute. And it was a beloved instrument. It gave me movement, it sang to me, it calmed me, and it gave me faith in my abilities to say its tale, make people feel what I felt in a song. It was a wondrous thing, and now I'm less for it.
When I breathed death down upon Nordgard, I witnessed a bard playing on a lute within the city, inspiring the troops. The song was pleasant.
Did they survive your breath?
My breath landed outside of the city proper. The bard was quite safe.
I would say, based on what I know, that's probably the son of a that has me a lute. I want it. I want it bad.
If it is so important to you, why did you leave it in Nordgard?
Because it was more important to me be with the water band and fight and do what was right to save everything, not the city. We're more concerned about everything other than the city. And the city has a bunch of shitty opinions about us, from lies, mistruths, and falsehoods. And honestly, it ain't worth our time dealing with that when everything else is going on. We clean up all the other shit, we can come back and kick the hell out of those bastards and make it right.
I see. You are weak and afraid. I will mull this over as I feed.
And with that, the dragon lifts off into the sky and goes off to hunt.
And KTR is just sitting there with his hands on his hips, shouting up to the sky, I'm not weak, you wank! I'm just doing the best I can!
You hear the dragon laugh as he flies off.
Laughter is probably good after insulting a dragon. Yep, laughter's good.
KTR huffs and go off to the side and is like, ugh, well, what do you want me to do?
Could we all hear that, or were you just kind of talking to him?
Oh no, I was like going off because I know like he ignored me and was amused, and I'm just like, well, god damn it, what can I do to help everybody else?
Yeah. So what are you guys doing as you set up camp? Anything else for the night?
Sorry, Tempus, as we're setting up camp, is going to approach Yaereene and quietly ask her if she would like to take a walk.
Will I be safe?
Yes.
She'll stop by and let Ysmyr know they're going before she goes.
And if nobody objects, they're going to walk into the woods.
I would like to follow at a distance.
Okay. How far behind are you following, KTR?
What you would say is the distance for hearing whispering.
You'd have to be really close to them.
20?
If they're whispering, probably 10.
Alright, that's what I'm going to try, and I take it I'm going to need to do a stealth roll.
Yep.
20 plus 4. 16 plus 4, dirty 20.
Nice.
That definitely beats their passive perceptions. So you managed to trail them at a very close distance.
So walking out in the woods a little distance away from the rest of the party, Tempus is going to, they're just walking side by side, not really touching one another or anything. And after a few minutes, Tempus is going to say, I don't suppose you'd be willing to tell me and therefore Dowreth where the Stormlord could be found.
Is this what you were wanting to come out here and talk about?
That's one part of it. Would you answer the question, please?
Could we move on to the next part of it?
Yes or no, Yaereene? Are you willing to tell me?
Certainly not at the moment.
That's for the best. I am so sorry. I am so sorry for what I've done, and I'm so sorry for this.
For what?
It's just not working out. It's not you, it's me.
What?
Aw, me.
KTR, do you actually say that out loud when he says that?
No, but I mutter it to myself under my breath.
Well, you are within distance that someone could overhear whispering.
Yeah,
So-
I honestly would say that quietly to myself and like facepalm, but if you say that a quiet of that is enough for them to roll on it, go ahead.
Tempus, you overhear KTR.
Well, that might sort of make him change a little bit of what... No, I don't think that's going to make him change much. He's just going to sort of take that in, sort of, bobble his head a little bit, and he's just going to say, look, it was fun while it lasted, and you were fun while it lasted, but we're just not right for one another. You're an elf, I'm an orc. It's not going to work out.
So if I want to understand Tempus's motivation, do I need to do an insight, or can I make a guess based on what she knows of him?
You're free to make a guess. You don't have to roll an insight. That's fine.
Or is this just because you are now with Dowreth and you think you're a danger to me?
Nope. It's because I did what I always do. I made the selfish decision in the moment, and I put my own motivations before your good. You asked me not to talk about the Stormlord, but that wasn't important enough to me to follow in the moment when I thought it might help me rescue my own deity. So it's not working out. Clearly I don't value you enough, and I'm not going to waste my time or yours by pretending that this is anything other than a brief romance that is now over.
So what then? What now?
So that's it. We are not planning a future together anymore. You should seek out somebody else to love. That's it. I don't want to be with you anymore.
Okay, on that, KTR basically rushes in, slams Tempus in the forehead with his, and goes, you great git.
Yaerene's eyes have filled with tears, and she's just speechless.
This is a person that is yours, and she is a link. It is not something you can separate just because you've been a jackass.
So Tiara is making this speech, but just so I understand correctly, you rushed in and headbutted me?
Oh, death.
I would like to make an unarmed attack against Tiara, please.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, death.
Make it reckless, too.
19 hits.
Yaereene is just going to yell, "Stop! Just stop, both of you!" And she'll walk back to the group. But she's not going to go talk to anybody. She's just going to go find a spot alone in the general area of the party.
Tempus, were you raging at the time? That was just a reckless attack, right?
Just a reckless attack. I didn't declare a rage, so go ahead and take
Okay.
2 off of that 6 damage for a total of 4. But Tempus is just going to fix Tiara with a glance and say, "That is the very last time you will ever lay a hand on me again. Ever. Do you understand?"
And I look at him and I say, that's the last time you'll ever break someone's heart that you care about and make me get into it. You got that, lad? Hey?
You're a lot of talk, old man. You want to find out if there's any teeth behind it? And Tempus is looming over Tiara at the moment.
Tiara is not taking any Tiara is basically like, you're me son, but you're being an right now. Do I need to spank you like the little you should be?
And Tempus is going to look at Tiara for a good hard moment, and he's going to turn over his shoulder. Yaereene ran away from us back towards the group.
Yep.
Tempus is going to go into his shirt pocket, and he's going to pull out the Doomstar, and he's going to say, "Last chance, old man. Walk away right now."
Tiara is going to look at him and say, Tempus, I love you. I don't appreciate what you're at right now.
I don't need you to appreciate it. I need you to walk back to camp right now and be quiet.
Why? Tell me why, and I may.
And Tempus is just going to put away the Doomstar and just turn his back and walk away.
All right. Well, assuming Tempus is going to be a bit, is there anything else that you guys want to do during the night?
Yaereene will sob her heart out to the Stormlord off by herself somewhere.
I feel like through the duration of all of this, Rhodes would have taken the role of setting up and breaking down camp. Like, just in general, taking on the majority of that task for the sake of everyone else.
Yeah, Yaereene won't have mentioned that Tempus broke up with her. She's not actually speaking to anyone, just off by herself crying. And will actively rebuff any attempts to speak with anyone.
Then Ysmyr is probably helping make sure camp is good for the night, because Tempus is gone and Yaereene doesn't want to talk. Yeah, so, and it keeps her busy too.
Yeah, Tiara is busy assisting Rhodes and doing the blanket duty.
Okay. Then the night passes uneventfully. Is there anything anybody wants to do in the morning as you pack up?
I think at one point Ysmyr will just kind of go to Rhodes and just be like, "Thank you for doing all this while everything's going crazy."
Yaereene will go up to the dragon and ask, Sir Dragon, may I ride in a claw today, please? Or may I be grabbed in your claw today while we fly? I would like to have time by myself without other people around. Please?
Can you give me a persuasion check?
Not a successful one, probably.
Do her tears give her advantage?
The dragon looks at you and offers a clawed hand for you to sit in.
Thank you.
Should you require company of a sort, I could indulge you.
Thank you. And she's quiet.
Okay, but I heard it, right?
No, you probably didn't hear it. Everyone was breaking camp for the morning, and Yaereene said she had gone off to the side to speak with Samnas.
All right.
Yeah, Ysmyr still doesn't know what's up with Yaereene, but noticing that at most while everyone's getting ready to go, Ysmyr will tell him, thank you for your kindness to her.
He doesn't acknowledge that you said that.
And it'll be in Draconic, so it's not like the others saw it.
Yeah. So if there isn't anything else this morning, we can continue the flight.
I had nothing else for you.
It's another frosty day of flying. You do note that Rishsamanaz does not engage in dragon song today. And Yaereene, you get the sense that he's even holding he's holding you a little further away from the person who's in his other claw, just to give you as much space as possible.
Oh, that's very kind. She won't say anything because she's not really feeling talkative right now, but she appreciates it.
And you fly for day and land at night in a safe place in the woods. Is there anything anybody would like to talk about tonight?
Yaereene will wander off alone to go forage for food.
Tempus will wander off alone to go forage for food.
And do the two meet while they're foraging for food?
Oh no.
If they do, they very specifically try to avoid one another, I think.
Oh yes.
Okay.
I believe Rhodes will continue the camp making duties.
Okay. Yaereene, when you get back to camp, Rishsamanaz kind of motions for you to come over and talk.
She will despondently make her way over. Yes, Sir Dragon?
I've noticed your sorrow and the way that you look or don't look at Tempus. I assume that things are no longer close between the two of you.
He doesn't care for me anymore.
And at those words, Rishsamanaz transforms into a rather handsome elf man before you and says, "Well, that's his loss, isn't it?"
Yaereene will be so shocked she will literally fall backwards on her butt, completely gracelessly dropping anything she had, and landing in snow.
He offers you a hand to pick you up.
She literally stares at it a few times before believing it's real, and is actually testing to see if it's a real hand when she accepts it.
Yes, it feels very real.
Oh, how? I don't understand.
Dragons have the ability to transform ourselves into lower mortal races. It has aided us throughout the generations, being able to interact unknown with your kind. Your history is littered with interactions with dragons, whether you knew it or not.
I definitely didn't. Not one bit.
Suffice it to say that our people, for lack of a better word, are quite well suited to each other.
So, can you be anyone? Have I met you before?
Oh no, we haven't met before this. It has been an age since I walked amongst mortals. But I have been finding it rather pleasurable.
I'm glad. That sounds good.
I'm going to be blunt with you, Yaereene. You are a beautiful young elf, and seeing your sorrow, I cannot help but want to help you through your pain in any way I can.
Would you talk to Tempus for me, and make him change his mind?
Oh, I'm quite good at reading the mortal races, and from the way Tempus is acting, I don't think there's any changing his mind. But I may be able to help you forget him.
I just wanted to go back. I don't know how to do that.
I can show you.
you can make everything back the way like it was before?
I can show you a new way forward.
Oh god!
Oh god, that was so well timed.
I seriously have tears in my eyes right now. I'm laughing so hard.
Like, the timing, you knew it was coming, and yet it still caught me off guard.
So did Ysmyr really, yeah.
Really, only if you guys are okay with an interruption, honestly.
Oh yeah, Yaereene doesn't understand any reason why interruption would be a problem.
Well then,
Hi, Ysmyr.
Hello.
Did you know? Look at Sir Dragon can do this.
yes, I'm aware.
I had no idea.
Did you know that Ysmyr is capable of the same thing? She doesn't really look like an elf all the time.
Yareene's eyes go really wide, and she slowly just stares at Ysmyr.
Yes, I don't look like a full dragon when I do it, but I can do it. There's just been no reason to.
And Yaereene will lean towards both of them and say, really quietly, because she's worried she's offending. Isn't it itchy to be in a different form, though? How you fit?
Oh, I can show you how I fit.
Oh, God!
I don't think you need to do that.
I did not mean to set that up.
Yaereene, come on. Well, I can show you what I look like.
Okay. Because you know you can always be yourself around us.
Well, technically, this is me too. I am a half-elf, after all.
Cool.
And she's gonna give Resh a look and just shake her head and in Draconic be like, not this one.
Well, can you blame me?
A little bit.
He turns back into the form of a dragon and curls up to sleep.
And Ysmyr will kind of strongly walk Yaereene away and then close and be like, he was flirting with you. Please be very careful talking to him.
He was what? And she's not terribly subtle.
Yeah. Anyway, so you want to come on? Let's go over here and he's spilled the beans anyway. I'll show you.
Okay, she'll follow.
And Ysmyr will just, I guess easiest will be, since she's doing this anyway, she'll lead her back to kind of the group and just look around and be like, all right, so Resh was kind enough to let Yaereene know that dragons can shift forms, and she's curious about mine. Anyone else curious?
Rhodes will count himself in.
Out of curiosity, was Tempus privy to this entire episode? We'll call it.
Give me a perception check.
Spending my DM inspiration to roll at advantage.
Nice. Yeah, you saw. You would have seen them talking to each other with Rhodes in elven form.
Well, I'm not going to follow along with Ysmyr, but yeah, he's just going to sit at the camp and sit to himself, head down, maybe putting an edge on his halberd.
Would I be able to perceive any shift in Tempus's mood?
Probably. He's not the most subtle, and I believe you have a high passive insight.
That would be a 16.
Yeah, you probably can tell that he's in a seething sort of mood.
On second thought, if assuming Rhodes was following the girls, he's just gonna be like, oh, I think I forgot something at camp. And he's just gonna hang around in the general area in case Tempus does something stupid, like maybe try to challenge a dragon for the love of his life.
Well, I'll leave you disappointed. Not happening tonight.
Still, we'll chaperone, just in case.
Okay, and so this way, making sure she's not surprising anyone too much, Ysmyr stands in front of Yaereene and kind of like does the okay, and then takes a few steps back, and using her polymorph ability, where once this 5'7" elf woman, like the woman you guys have been traveling with, stood, now stands about an 8-foot tall half dragon. So, Ysmyr stands 8 feet tall. She's got long horns that curve back from just above her forehead and back. She does have wings. She has a tail that's long and has kind of the finned. I can share a picture for everyone. And in the firelight, her scales glitter silver. But you can also see signs that she's not dragonborn, and she's not a full dragon. She's still on 2 feet. She's honestly, I usually picture her. She still has hair. If you watch Doctor Who, think Madame Vastra for features. I can share a photo too to help. But really, instead of an elf woman, there's a half dragon in front of you, and 3 feet taller than she used to be, and everything.
Ysmyr, you look very different. Still fairly regal, though.
Well, thank you. If I don't look the other way, this is what I would look like walking around day to day. And so you can probably see why I go the other way most often.
Which way do you like better?
That's a big question. I don't know.
Because whichever way you like around us, you can totally be.
I know. I'm probably just a little more used to the other one.
That one's good too.
But, yes, so if she just kind of gestures to herself, half dragon, there you go. And then she'll polymorph back.
Well, this has done a very good job of distracting Yaereene from some of her woes.
Yeah, Ysmyr will be like, you can ask questions. I know I never said any of you could. It's just I'm not used to sharing. So you can ask if you have questions.
So, do you visit both your parents still? Sorry.
But no, never actually knew my father, and my mother was way back in the Empire of the Sun. At least last I checked.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm a big girl. I can handle it.
Yaereene will look over very seriously and say, I know what it's like to not have parents be there for you. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's all right. Not to sound cliche or something, but part of it was just leaving the nest. And I've gotten the chance to learn a little bit more about myself anyway.
Well, I'm glad you're with us.
Stressful as it is, I am too.
And with that, Yaereene will be fairly quiet.
Yeah, but sorry, but Ysmyr will go low and just kind of murmur to her. But yeah, be careful around Rush. He was actually propositioning you.
Yaereene is totally shocked at this. Why?
He thinks you're pretty.
That's new. Tempus liked me because I was good at hunting and stuff. That made sense.
I wouldn't dig too far into the why.
Okay.
Just be aware.
All right. Anybody else doing anything tonight?
When Yaereene and Ysmyr get back to camp, Tempus is just going to look over the fire towards them and loudly say, "Hey, Yaereene, if you want to get back together, all you have to do is surrender the Stormlord's location."
Oh, she'll burst into tears again. Yeah, she whirls and runs from the camp again and cries. Yep, finds a nice spot in the forest and sobs to the Stormlord.
Tempus!
And Tempus will give a grim nod and will turn and walk from the camp in the opposite direction.
And you just see Ysmyr by the fire rubbing her temples.
Rhodes will likely add in, don't forget Ysmyr, he's trying his best too. It's hard on both of them.
I know. We're all trying, but these last few days have just been a lot.
I've got your back.
And I appreciate it. And if he's right there, she'll give his shoulder a squeeze. I really do. We need someone with a head on their shoulders.
I feel like Rhodes is going to take the moment, like Ysmyr gives him the shoulder squeeze. I think he's just going to like wrap a equivalent of like a bear hug arm around her to try and like console. Sometimes people just need a hug.
Hitting Hunter at this time? Wow. Sorry. I think she might be engaged in everything.
It was not a friendship. I mean, I know I describe Rhodes as a boy, but like, come on.
It's too good to pass up.
Also, with the dragon sitting right there, I don't
I
think
know,
Rhodes wants to
brave
be
and
dragon chow.
dangerous.
This is friendly in nature. Let me clarify that now.
And none of you know about that anyway, except Tempus, but he's not talking right now. So,
So yes, back to what I said. Sometimes people just need a hug. Rhodes will give her a hug. A friendly hug.
and kind of like she does with Katira, she tends a bit because she's just in that state of mind, but then eventually she'll just all right, and pat like kind of give him a light one back.
He'll just sit there for as long as she needs. Like he'll leave it up to her when she wants to go on her way.
Okay, so it's not too long of a hug before she like gently pulls away and goes to sit.
All right. Anything else tonight?
I think Rhodes would at least wait up to make sure Yaereene comes back to camp. He probably would wait up for Tempus, but not as long, because out of the two, given what is traveling with Tempus is likely to be more safer.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll come back to camp after an hour or two.
And so will Yaereene.
And somehow we both arrive at the same time, and it's super awkward.
Totally awkward.
Does anyone else want a hug?
Yaereene will just throw herself down on wherever she's sleeping. She's generally been pretty quiet up until now, but she's really taking the drama route at the moment in all of her expressions. I think teenager with their first broken heart.
Yeah, well, she is just adulthood for an elf, right?
Yeah, she's pretty much teenager
She
with
is
her
a
first broken heart.
Is there a spell to make frozen cookie dough?
Ysmyr's prestidigitation, she could make something taste like frozen cookie dough.
Here, eat this snow that we've made it taste like breakup food.
And the night passes uneventfully. Is there anything anybody would like to do in the morning?
I think Rhodes would likely check in with Yaereene in the morning, but it would be that very unobtrusive way, like just asking her how she is.
Alive.
Well, just keep one foot in front of the other for me, all right?
She'll stare at her feet.
Oh my god.
And Ysmyr will go check on Tempus and just be like, so not handling things well, huh?
He'll just give her a sullen kind of glare.
Everyone's trying, Tempus, and I appreciate that you are.
Why don't you try to surrender the Stormlord?
Except that. Is that all Dowreth is asking you to ask?
Why? Is there anything else more important? Is there something else you'd like to offer to him?
Nope, just making sure nothing's changed. Can you tell me this, though? After you ask, like, can you do whatever you want?
I am as in control of my actions as it is possible to be with an evil deity in your mind, whispering at you at all moments, with full knowledge of your intentions, capabilities, and plans. Will you offer your patron as surrender to Dowreth?
No.
You really should. Might get you a little bit of an easier, afterlife.
And why do you say that?
Because everyone should surrender to Dowreth. Speaking of, could I see your patron's blade?
No. Why?
I don't think we have anything else to discuss.
Right. Well, thank you. And then she's gonna turn and walk away.
Fun talks you guys are having.
So much fun.
Yaereene, in the morning, Samanaz beckons you to come over again. This time he's in elven form when he waves for you.
Yeah, she'll despondently go, as she's bid at the moment. Yes, Sir Dragon?
Please, don't call me Sir Dragon. Call me Samanaz.
Okay, as a player, I'm not sure I can.
That's okay. We'll
Will
just
you accept Rosh as a substitution?
yeah. I'll accept that. That's fine.
This is why I've taken this long to not speak to the dragon, so I don't have to say its name.
I love how you guys have so much trouble with that, but I have Ysmyr Yggdrasil and stuff, so I'm just like, yeah, it's for Shamanaz, it's fine.
And I'm very proud of you every time you do it. Yes, Sir Rosh?
I noticed last night that Tempus had you in tears once more, and I really feel terribly for you.
It's a challenging time right now. I know he doesn't mean what he says. He can't.
Well, if he has fallen into Dowreth's power, he might mean it. Would you like a hug?
That's my move, damn it.
He's learning.
She'll just start crying where she stands.
He's going to slowly approach with his arms open.
She's got her eyes down. She won't even notice.
He'll wrap his arms around you and give you a firm hug.
She'll keep sobbing into his shoulder now.
He'll rub your back softly and just whisper, "It'll be okay. He's not right for you anyway."
You know what? All my time playing Yaereene, I am not prepared for this moment. I don't know what she'll do. I think she'll just continue crying for a little while now. That's kind of where she's at.
He would attempt to steer you away from the camp and go for a walk with you.
I feel like Rhodes is going to call out and be like, hey, Yaereene, can you help me cover up this fire?
I have to go now. Rhodes needs me.
No. You're in far too much emotional pain. Someone else can help. Or Rhodes can just do it himself, the lazy lout.
Yaereene, I could really use your survival skills right now.
It's the only thing I'm good at. I have to go. And she'll walk off. Back to Rhodes.
He lets you go.
I'm in danger, aren't I?
And Ysmyr gets up and goes for distraction mode. Leave her alone.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I guess it depends on where you are. Yeah, maybe. Sorry.
I feel like Rhodes and Ysmyr might have a conversation before they go.
Okay, so who's...
Oh yeah, sorry. Rhodes is getting very, if Ysmyr notices the triangle of glares and tears and stuff. Yeah, she'll pull Rhodes aside later.
Rhodes would probably just tell Ysmyr, maybe next time I'll take Tempus, because you are less likely to get eaten.
Okay, I clearly... Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks. No, she's just thinking, because now I know where my perspective was off with everything. So, did he do what I think he was doing?
Let's just say that I believe Yaereene is fair game.
Yeah, all right. Let's definitely keep an eye on that. I'll talk to her.
So Rhodes will continue getting ready to start their travels, but he is notably maybe a little more nervous around Rosh than he was before, because it takes a lot of guts to get in the way of something a dragon wants. And if the claw is where he needs to ride, he will, but he is not convinced he will survive the trip.
Yes. Resh Samanaz is giving you a position in a claw today.
Giving.
I am so honored.
Would you like the other claw, Yaereene?
Yes. If it is an option, she still would.
Okay. Where would everyone else like to ride today? Ysmyr, are you still riding up by the neck?
I think that's become just her usual spot, yeah. So
Okay.
It would be Tempus and Katira on the back.
Okay. Rhodes, you note that you are being gripped uncomfortably tightly. It's to the point, not to the point that you're going to be taking damage, but to the point that you are extremely uncomfortable all day.
I will take that over being dropped. I accept.
Funny you should say that.
Oh my god!
Oh boy. All right, let's do this.
Let's not!
Oh
Did you guys get taken to a new map?
Snow, a cloudy sky.
no. I am in a new map.
New map called Cloudy Sky, but it gave me a message saying you don't own any ground in this map?
Let me give you ownership of a token here.
I also received that message.
I don't know if I received that message or not, but I can't find a token.
I just see black, so same.
I see snowflakes, pretty snowflakes.
And snowflakes, yeah.
You know, for thinking we were going to hit our doom immediately upon starting tonight, there's been a lot of laughter tonight. I've been enjoying that.
I mean, straight up, if I'm gonna die because I cockblocked a dragon, you know what? That's fine. I'm proud of this.
I can imagine not a lot of people can say that's how they went.
It is a very Rhodes way to go, so I accept.
It's okay. Ysmyr's got your back.
Man, like, I feel like he lies awake at night and then just sits there like, why did I join with these people? I could have just gone home
I mean, we're going to your home.
by himself.
Come on, we're good company.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, you guys should see a token now.
We see a rush, yes.
Excellent. So it's getting a little later in the day. Rhodes has been uncomfortable all day. When Rashsamanaz's grip tightens slightly more, and can you guys give me insight checks? Yaereene.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hit my button. I was going to say I was going to use my inspiration.
Oh, okay, sure. You can.
Sorry, I
give
keep
me another
forgetting
roll.
push to talk sometimes tonight.
That's okay. Same
It
roll.
didn't do anything. Okay.
Yaereene and Rhodes, perhaps because you're both riding in claws and feel this slight tightening pressure, you're alerted to the fact that Rashsamanaz is suddenly tense as he flies, and his wings are held out flat and no longer flapping, and you can see his head moving from side to side as he sniffs the air.
Can I see anything else?
Can we do following perception checks to see if we can also find something?
Sure. The wind is racing by your ears as Rashsamanaz continues to glide through the air, but it's quiet otherwise. But in the distance, you do think you hear something. The sound of beating wings.
And we haven't heard anything like that so far.
No.
So if Rhodes and Yaereene try to talk, they'll be able to hear each other, right?
Yes.
So Rhodes will kind of glance to Yaereene. Like, he'll first ask if she is also hearing what he is hearing, first of all, just to confirm that they're on the same page.
Yeah, there's wings somewhere.
We should maybe ask if we can land. I feel like being airborne on a creature that may have to defend itself in a hostile situation might drop us or might have trouble attending to us.
Sir Rosh, is there danger?
Yes.
And as he says this, you see coming out of the clouds to the north a host of dragons.
Dragons are danger.
Their silvery scales glint in what little sunlight comes through, and they cry out a challenge. And Reshzamanaz, without missing a beat, spins around 180 degrees with a barrel roll. Everyone on his back is tossed.
Were those of us on his back, like, aware of the silver dragons bugling? Like, could we see them coming before he reacted? Like, even if we weren't key to his tenseness?
No, it was just business as usual, flying along, and the dragons were hidden in a cloud. So if you weren't alerted to the fact that there might be problems, there was nothing to see. And yeah, so it's all of a sudden, here come these screaming silver dragons out of the clouds, and Resh is going to make a break for it.
Would you be willing to give me an initiative roll to see if I can rage and pin his wings?
Yeah, let's do an initiative.
Whoa, the twists and turns tonight.
Here, let me put some tokens down for you guys.
Does this count as combat on a moving vessel?
I don't know.
We'll see on the initiative roll if we are going to get into combat. Oh, that is pathetic and sad. Ha ha, but I beat the dragon.
Rhodes.
Yes.
You see some dragons coming at you, and you are grappled at the moment. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I don't suppose there would be any way to know if the dragons would be hostile towards all of us or just the white, is there?
No.
Okay. I'm going to hold can I hold a bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hold a bonus action that if fighting breaks out and there is indication that Rashamanaz is on our side, I will cast a spiritual weapon near the head of one of the oncoming dragons. If it is clear that the oncoming dragons are on our side, I will cast a spiritual weapon on Rashamanaz's head.
Okay.
I will hold that action, and that is my turn.
This dragon's going to fly up and take some attacks on Resh. That's 2 hits for 32, 32 damage. The little guy's just going to fly up, but not directly engage. All right, Ysmyr.
I think in this case, with Airborne Challenge, first thing she's going to do is bonus action polymorph again.
Okay.
And then in Draconic, she'll yell out, let us talk. But, and then I think for now, she's not in a position to really fight. So holding her action, she'll be, I guess, ready to blast if she needs to defend herself.
Okay.
So we roll initiative. Does this mean that people have not been dumped off yet, or have they been dumped off?
They haven't been dumped off yet.
Okay.
Because there was a request to be able to do something before that happens.
Yep, fair enough. Just wanting to confirm. I don't. We're grappled in arms, so can't really do tons effectively, correct?
Grappling, I think, just reduces your speed to 0. You can still do stuff in a grapple.
And Ysmyr shouted out in Draconic, correct?
I believe it was in Draconic.
Yes, it was.
But Ysmyr didn't take any action.
You can't. Yeah, you can't see Ysmyr.
Okay, so I don't know whether she did or not. She shouted. She's going to briefly pray to the Stormlord. She's got no clue what to do right now.
Okay. Anything in particular that you're saying?
What do I do for guidance?
Okay. There is no immediate response.
Sounds fair. And that's my turn.
All right, so this one bites Resh and does some damage. Tempus, it's your turn.
Bonus action rage. Now let's talk through a few things. Technically, for a grapple, I can't do it to somebody who's 2 size categories larger than me, which I believe Resh is. Is that correct?
You're quiet
That's right.
again.
Would you allow me to try grappling his wings, pinning one of them, trying to interfere with his flight?
You can attempt that. It is going to be at disadvantage because of the positioning and the difficulty doing that while the dragon is flying. But you can certainly attempt.
You say it would be at disadvantage. Would it be a straight roll because of my... If I'm raging, I get an advantage on my athletic checks, or not so much?
Yes, it would be a straight check.
All right, then, having taken in the situation, having seen the flight of dragons come, maybe he senses a change in the wind, maybe it's just he's had a little bit too much these last few days, but Tempus is going to live up to his new name, Tempus the Betrayer, and with a sudden wild grin, he's going to try and pin Resh's wings, preventing him from flying away.
Okay. You fail as you try to grapple the wing. Resh twitches his wing and throws you off, and Tempus is spiraling through the air.
Do I see that?
Yeah, you see him drop down, free falling through the air.
And screaming ensues.
That's my turn. Thank you.
Okay. This adult silver dragon is going to pause as it notices Ysmyr calling out from the dragon's back in Draconic and in the form of a silvery half dragon, and is not going to attack this turn. And at this point, the barrel roll happens, and Katiara and Ysmyr are on the back without a saddle. So off you go.
Okay, Ryan, I had a question about this.
There isn't anything in your character description, like for abilities, about your wings, is there?
No, she can't technically fly until level 9, so I was wondering about gliding, whether since she's not flying, but just spreading her wings, so like a young owl learning to fly, if that would be okay. So,
I will give you an athletics check to see if you can maintain it.
okay. Do you want me to wait till my turn for that, though?
Sure, yeah, because you're in the process of getting dumped off, and Resh is flying away, taking a couple more attacks of opportunity.
Oh boy.
So, okay, I guess. Okay, bye, guys.
Yeah.
See you guys. I guess I'm dragon food after all.
I think so.
He likes you at least.
I know, that's why I think you're dragon food. Sorry.
Now I understand why he gripped me so tightly. He was tenderizing the meat.
Oh.
Okay. So that's his turn. And as that happens, one of the adult silver dragons calls out in Draconic for the other dragons to catch the three of you who are in free fall at the moment and will pursue Resh. Rhodes. At this point, Resh Samanaz held his action just in case anybody pursued him, and he is throwing you bodily at the dragon.
Oh my god.
I would also like to point out that I have also held my action, and I would like to get at least one hit in with that spiritual weapon.
That's fair.
Like, I just imagine he gets flung, and as he's flying, he just, like, manages to cast it in time. I don't know.
Yep.
I just said I've never really thought of you as ammo.
You know what? Fair.
So, I'm just going to do an attack roll.
Did the spiritual weapon hit?
Yes. As you're flying through the air, you let go your spiritual weapon, and it appears and whacks Resh. And he takes 8 points of damage. And he throws you with pinpoint accuracy into the face of the following silver dragon, and you are going to take some damage.
Fair.
And so you take 14 points of damage as you slam into the silver dragon's face and bounce off and begin spiraling down through the air.
Still not the worst way to die.
Katiara wakes up, pinwheeling through the air, and has no spells that would help him in this situation. So I'm just going to say he falls a bunch. Rhodes?
Well, seeing as we're still in range, I would like to be careful because he still has Yaereene. Okay, I think to throw Scorching Ray at Rash, there's... Oh no, I'm falling. Never mind. At what rate am I falling? How far away am I from the dragon?
That's a really good question.
I was like, oh, I'm still close. No, I'm not. I'm falling. I don't know if I'm 30 feet away or not.
Wow, you fall 500 feet in 6 seconds.
Now, here's where it gets technical. If it's at the end of his turn, do I take the full 500 feet by the start of my turn?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Either way, so it's not very likely that I would be able to get like a shot and a hit in with a weapon, would it?
I'd let it pass.
Okay, cool. Then I am going to throw a scorching ray at him, and I'm going to use the spiritual weapon again.
Okay.
So that is the roll for scorching ray. Do I roll 3 times for that one?
Yeah. And that one misses. 3 scorching rays miss. A couple of them just barely fly past the dragon.
To be fair, I am falling. My aim is probably not great. And here's for the spiritual weapon. Oh my god.
That also misses.
You know, I've got a good excuse. I will take all of those misses. I am flailing through the air.
Yep. It's it's a bit of a mess. But you tried your best.
I tried, Yaereene. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did great. It's just an awkward situation.
It is kind of hard to aim when you are plummeting to the ground.
That's fair.
All right. Tempus, a silver dragon flies down and attempts to grapple you. Basically folds its wings in and drops as fast as you're dropping to the ground and closes the gap so that it can try to get you. Are you going to contest its attempt to grapple you or allow it to happen?
About how high up were we?
1 moment, please. You're about 10,000 feet up, so minus 500, 9,500 feet.
Yeah, Tempus has had his fill of dragons. It's not rational, but I think he is going to in fact resist.
Okay. You resist. And the dragon loses its grip on you and never manages to get a grip on Tiara. So you're both still falling through the sky, and the dragon yells at you,
I'm trying to save you.
Polearm attack of opportunity.
What?
I know what's going on here.
I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Polearm attack of opportunity, please. It moved within my threatened zone. I can smack it.
Tempus is technically enraged. It's not like he would think clearly.
Okay, bring it on. That's a miss.
And that's my turn. Or no,
That's its turn.
Well, that's my reaction gone.
Ysmyr, it's your turn. You are falling through the air at a rate of 500 feet every 6 seconds.
Okay, I think it most natural thing for her is flare out the wings and try and at least catch herself, like Clyde.
Okay, give me an athletics check. Okay. You haven't used your wings in a long, long time, but they respond to your request, and you manage to spread them out and catch the wind, and you are now gliding at a much slower pace towards the ground. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
The others aren't anywhere close, hey?
No.
Then, unless one is within 30 feet so she can Misty Step and grab them, she can't do much.
There is the one, you're falling at the same, or no, you're slower rate. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody within 30 feet of you. Okay,
then for now, she's going to glide, but she's also going to get ready to, dive if she has to try and catch the others.
Okay, Yaereene, you are in the dragon's claws.
We have to go back for them. And she is going to try and persuade the dragon that we need to go back and save the rest of them that are falling.
Okay. That's a
so
4.
He's totally doing what she wants, right?
Well, we'll see when it gets to his turn, I guess.
I'm assuming no response from the Stormlord as well?
Nope.
Awesome. Okay. She is also trying to figure out how to get out of the claw and back to them.
Okay. Ysmyr, this young silver dragon flies over and offers you a seat on its back.
She'll take it.
Okay. And then it also goes into a dive to get closer to Tiara and Tempus, and will attempt to grapple Tiara and misses both times. All right, Tempus, you have a dragon right beside you. Tiara is beside you, and you see another dragon attempting to hold on to Tiara, but failing to get a grip on him. And Ysmyr, in half-dragon form, is on the silver dragon's back.
But there's a dragon within melee range of me that's trying to grab me, right?
That is correct.
Well, then Tempest might give a, sort of a manic sort of sad grin in the general direction of Yaereene and is going to attempt a reckless attack on the dragon that's trying to capture him. Let's do it twice.
Okay. That is 2 hits.
Bonus action. Let's give him the butt of it, too.
3 hits.
And I'll continue falling.
Okay. This adult dragon is also diving and snags Katiara. And that's all that it can do this turn because Tempus has fallen out of reach. So, Reshzamanaz hears Yaereene's plea to go back and feels her struggling in his claw and says,
As you wish, go and save your friends.
and Yaereene goes flying back and hits the silver dragon.
Wasn't really the way she was hoping that would go down, but okay.
Oh, and you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam into the silver dragon.
Fair enough.
Just so we're clear, if a bard does not sing songs of this moment, Rhodes will sing them himself.
They were dragon pinball wizards.
A most excellent reference.
Yaereene, this dragon attempts to snag you after you slam into it. Will you resist?
Oh no, I would like to not fall 10,000 feet. Thank you.
Okay.
I was hoping the other one would turn around, not fling me. So yeah, any dragon that's keeping me from falling 10,000 feet, I'm a fan of at the moment.
Sounds good. So the silver dragon grabs you in a claw and plummets very quickly, tucking its wings in after Rhodes. Rhodes, would you resist being snagged out of the air?
Nope, not for a moment.
And you are likewise snagged in another claw of the silver dragon. Yeah. Katiara is thankful for being rescued. Rhodes?
I don't think there's too terribly much Rhodes could do. Am I able to reach Yaereene?
You guys are both in the front claws of the dragon, so you're fairly close.
But like if I reached an arm out, could I touch her?
Yeah.
Perfect. I will likely take stock of her, notice that she played pinball a little bit harder than I did, and I would like to cast Cure Wounds on Yaereene.
Okay. Yaereene gets 8 health back.
Awesome. Thank you.
But as for that, I believe that is all I could do, so I will hope I did not piss myself in the fall and enjoy staying with the dragon.
All right. Well, I think this dragon is no longer going to follow Tempus down, having received a few hits here and not wanting to continue on with that. Ysmyr, there are a couple of dragons here, and they're eyeing Tempus warily. Not sure if they should attempt to help him or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, it's probably easier if she leaves it to the silvers, but if it starts getting close, she might be tempted to try and dive after him.
Okay.
But she will, like, yell at Tempest, like, Resh still has Yaereene.
Oh, that's a good argument.
I'm tempted to just call the game for tonight and resolve the falling Tempest next time.
I think that makes sense. Thank you for the wild ride of tonight, Ryan. In many ways.
My pleasure. That was a lot of fun.